Hi, friends. In today's episode, we will continue with the our previous episode topic regarding the packing and containerization. So, in previous episode, we saw some of the basic setups which are actually required for achieving the packing and containerization. So, let's continue that same in episode number 17. Right. So, if you want to get regular updates, please make sure that you follow my profile in LinkedIn, or if you are using YouTube, make sure that you subscribe to the channel Sriram Sivashankaran D365 Talks. That's fine. So, like I said, this is the process generally which is followed for the containerization to happen. You have the material in your bulk storage location from where the material need to be picked, and then it need to be the put operation need to be done in the packing station, where you have the different containers types, where the packing person generally performs the packing operation. So generally once the material is moved to the packing station, then the person who is actually doing the packing and containerization, he or she will complete the packing process. Once it is packed, then it need to be moved to the shipping location. The whatever the containers have been packed, moved to the shipping location, and from the shipping location the loading happens, and then after it is loaded the shipment is confirmed. So this is generally the process which happens in case of your packing and containerization, right? So this is what exactly we need to achieve with D365. So in this case, what we are going to do is we are going to do it with two types of methodologies. One is by using the multi-level work template. Another one is using the container closing policy. So for the multi-level work template, I'm going to use it with the varos which we created from right from the beginning, which we were using. And for container closing policy, we will use the existing varos 62 in the system. Right? We will see quickly how to do it in both the cases. Right? So we will see in the case of multi-level work template how multi work types with multiple level need to be configured, and then also using which how you can achieve the pack and shipping operations, right? So let's quickly get into the system. So first of all, let me go to warehouse management, then work template, because you need to configure the work template in order to achieve the multi-level packing and shipping operations. So let me another tab, let me open the location directive also, so that I can show you how I actually configured, because this is completely different from the previous configurations which we have done. Even some of the users also asked in terms of how to configure multi-level work templates. So you can see here, this is the varos which we have configured right from the beginning. So here we have I have configured two pick operations and two put operations. First, I want the varos varos application to pick the material from the storage. So that's what I have showed it in the flowchart. So if you can see here, let me show it in the slide. So first I want to pick it from the bulk storage location, right? And then I want to put it in the packing location. So if I want to put it in the packing location, I need to have a directive code location directive with the pack, which enables the system to put the material only in the packing location and not in any other location, right? So I have created a location directive for this warehouse also. So one is for pack. So this location directive with I will also show you the edit query. I've given the location profile ID as pack in the Varo 16A WMS. Let me cancel this. So that the material is actually placed only in the packing station, the location dedicated for the packing station, and not in any other location. And after that, actually the packing and containerization happens. After that, the material need to be moved from the packing location. It need to be picked from the packing location and put in the bay door. Bay door is basically the location in which from which I want to dispatch the material, right? Let me select this. So the directive code is bay door. So one more, I have created a put location directive. So here if I go to edit query, you can see the location directive is bay door, right? Let me also duplicate it, because I want to show you the locations which are created in 16 AWMS warehouse locations. So let me select this warehouse. So you can see for Bedo, I have created a location for shipping, and for pack, there is only one location for packing. And for bulk storage location, I have created for RECV. So now what I'll do is, let me duplicate this tab, and I'll quickly create a sales order for the item which we have already configured. So if you're watching this complete WMS series from the beginning, because this is the warehouse and the item number which we were using. Let me select the customer account. I'll just quickly create a sales order. um, 16 a space hyphen WMS. Okay, so here what happens is I want the system to move the material to the packing location, and it has to go only to the packing location. Even if the warehouse worker wants it to move it to some other location, he or she should not be able to move it. So this is actually done through the location directive. um, so let me reserve it. I'll go back. Then so that's fine. Let me confirm the sales order. So this sales order is created in the Varo 16A WMS, and already we have configured the. I will also show you, because in the previous episode you must have seen already that we have configured the packing profiles, and also we have configured the container types, and we also configured the container packing policies. So container packing policy we have given automatic release and make available at final shipping. Okay, so make sure that you also do this configuration. And then let me go back. um, yeah, this is the sales order. So in the sales order now I'll do the release to arrows. So this will create the work and load ID and the shipment ID through the batch job. Let it create the load ID and shipment ID, but in the another tab I'm also going to create a similar kind of sales order, but in warehouse number 62. All sales order. uh, Sorry. Yeah, we are already in the all sales order. Click on new, and select the customer, and then let me select the warehouse number 62. Why I select the warehouse number 62? Because warehouse number 62 is the we have configured for container release policy and closing policy. So, and also we have configured, it was already configured in the system, we are using the default functionality, right? So if I go to packing profile, because I want to show you the both the ways. So the packing profile is also configured, and this is the container packing policy which we configured for 16A WMS, and this is the packing profile which is configured for this Varo 62, right? So let me the OK button. Now I think the other sales order. This is a site WMS 16A-WMS. This batch job is completed. Let me go to update line. Now, sorry, let me go to warehouse. Now, if I go to work, it should have created 4 work lines. Previously, if you remember our session regarding the work and work template, it was actually creating only 2 lines, a pick and a put operation. Now we have configured a pick the material, put it in a packing location, pick them, and then pick the material from the packing location and then put it in the shipping location. So this is a multi-level work template which we have actually configured. So the work is created. Yeah, now you can see exactly the way it has created. So it should pick the material from RECV. Let me go to the bulk. RECV is the bulk location, and then put, it is actually not showing me the location. That's fine, because the location type need to be configured in the work class ID. I think that's where it got missed. So that should be fine, but still it will not allow us to move the material to any of the other locations. We will quickly see this right away, and pick the material from the packing location and then put it in the shipping location, right? So let's try this out in using the mobile device. So right now we are into the mobile device. Let me copy the work ID, uh, sales picking operation, enter the work class. So it will ask for the license plate ID. So for the license plate ID, let me go to the on hand uh, product information management, release products. Then let me select the item. So this is the item. I'll go to on hand inventory. Then let me select the warehouse 16, because if the person is physically available in the warehouse location, then he will know based on the respective location. Since we are using the system, I'm using the on analyst page. So let me select this license plate. Let me go back, scan the license plate. It will ask for the serial number. I'll give the serial number 00540. So now it will ask for the location. No, scan target license plate. Fine. I need to give the scan target license plate. Let me give the LP and today's date 11/6/2024 -01. So this is the target license plate ID. Now it is asking me for the scan location. So now let's compare this. So we have, these are the list of locations which we have in our system, right? So let's say the worker inappropriately tries to move the material from the bulk location to the shipping location directly without moving to the packing location. So let's say I'm trying to move it directly to the shipping location, then system will not allow you to do that because location type is invalid. We have configured it in the, actually in the location directive. Let's say if even if I want to move it to some other location, rfgen, uh, still system will not allow me to proceed, because that is also not possible. Once the material is picked, it has to be moved only to the packing location, because the location profile what we have given is pack, right? So now let me try with packing. Now this should be processed. So the location, it is asking for the confirmation. The location should be only packing, because I want to pick the material, pack it, and then move it for the shipping location. Now let me confirm this. So work is successfully completed, right? Now let's go back. Now right now this is showing in open status. The first two work types should be completed, closed, right? So this is closed now, right? So now what we need to do is we need to do the packing operation, right? So in order to perform the packing operation, let me show you another tab. Okay, let me use this same tab. Now to do the packing operation, all you need to do is warehousing, packing and containerization, and you need to go to pack. Just click on pack. So now the values, it has by default, it has picked all the values from the worker profile. So let me show that also to you. We have already configured this worker. Let me close this. um, Setup, warehouse management setup, and then if I go to worker, so Sriram Sivashankaran, you can see this is the packing profile ID and this is the container packing policy. This is already configured, so that's what system has picked, the warehouse site and the packing profile ID. If you want, you can also change this, and D365 will allow you to change the site and warehouse if required. But by default, the default value comes from the worker master. May click on OK. So in the packing form, you can provide either the license plate or the shipment ID. So now in our work template, we have the license plate details. Let me select the license plate ID, and then once I give the license plate ID, system automatically fetches the shipment ID and the other packing station related information. What is the warehouse, and what is the location and packing profile ID and the container packing policies. All these are fetched from the respective transactions, right? Also, it also tells me what is the open lines which are available for which the container need to be generated. Let's say for this item we may have a cotton box, and I guess you must have already identified for when we select the open lines and click on new container, system is going to tell us what is the type of container you want to use. So I can also change the container ID. That's what I have told you in episode number previous episode, that is episode number 16, that I'm not going to change this tab. Let me go to another tab, because in the uh, container packing policies, sorry, packing profiles, the packing profiles we have actually given, we have not enabled the prevent editing option. So if we have enabled this prevent editing option, then user will not be able to edit the container ID which is generated. So if this is enabled, then user will not be able to edit this. But you can allow the user to edit this, because sometimes you want the ID to be seen as a way of identifying for the end user, because next person who is going to do the shipping will be able to easily identify the container ID by using some kind of internal codes or information which is easy to identify. You can also change the container type. This container type is basically coming from the container type which we have actually assigned in over here in the packing profile, box medium. So that's what it has actually picked. So let me click OK button. So this container ID will be assigned, right? This container ID is actually assigned. So if you want, you can provide identifier, but that's fine. Even the, if you want, you can provide the identifier, the name as the item number. And if you want to do the packing, either you provide select the identifier by selecting the lines, or you can directly click on pack, so that the lines so that the system assumes that you have actually packed the quantity into the container, right? Then all you have to do is you can close the container and you can proceed. And also you can view the list of containers in this form, warehouse management, packing and containerization under containers. So you can also view the whatever the open or the loaded or closed, all those details along with the line level information, it will be available over here. You can also view this. Then all you need to do is you can close the container and you can proceed for shipment, right? So let me also quickly show you, because I know I'm taking much time, but because I just want to show you the other case also. We have already created a sales order, sorry. So this is the sales order, right? So here in the sales order, I'm going to add the line. In this case, we are not going to have multi-level work item similar to what we have before. So let me quickly create and reserve this item. So here we will have only two operations: pick and put. Where, let's say you are just a distributor or a retailer who have the material in your shelf, and you are just picking and distributing to the shipping location, moving it to a shipping location. So in that case, you don't have to perform pick, and then you don't need to pack it and then do the loading. But all you have to do is just want to check whether the packing conditions are good, and then dispatch the material to the customer, right? So this is now getting released to warehouse. Let me close the other tabs which are not necessary, so that it's not creating unnecessary confusion. uh, so we have created a sales order, and this is in batch right now. um, no, we have not released it to warehouse. Okay, so the wave is generated. So the point here is, so previously we created a multi-level work template where the user will not be able to move the item to the location other than the packing location that we have controlled using the location directive, and we perform the containerization using the license plate ID, right? So similarly, the same idea we are going to follow over here also, but we are not going to have multi-level work template, but instead, uh, let me check whether the work is created. Yeah, the work is created, but instead we have only a pick and a put location. Let's say this kind of location directive is used in those cases where you don't need to pack, you are just simply doing a verification of the packing conditions, and then you proceed for shipping the material, right? So let me copy the work ID. Let me go to the mobile device. Okay, actually we are in the wrong warehouse, because this is in warehouse number 62. Let me change the warehouse. Let me go back. Let me change the warehouse. We previously did it for 16A-WMS. Let me change the warehouse. Warehouse is successfully changed. Now let me do the sales picking. I'll do the enter the work ID, then scan the target license plate ID, because this is not license plate control, so it is just simply asking me for the target license plate ID. Let me give the today's date 11/6/2024-02 and hit the OK button. Now it is asking for me the confirmation to deliver to the put location, which is pack. So this is the put location, which is pack. Let me confirm it. So the worker has moved the material from the bulk location to the packing location. So now before dispatching the material, I just want to quickly do the containerization process. So in order to do that, let me refresh this form, and let me copy this license plate ID, and then let me go back in the same form which we are going to use: warehouse, packing, containerization, and then pack. But here we need to change the site and warehouse. Like I said, you can at any point in time you can change the site and warehouse. um, I think this is the warehouse number 62. Location is pack. Then profile ID also I need to change, because profile ID is linked to each and every warehouse. I'll change the warehouse to profile ID, packing profile ID also for according to the warehouse number 62. Let me click the OK button, and now here I need to enter the license plate ID, which we have actually used over here. And then the system has actually fetched the shipment ID and the corresponding lines. Let me select the line. Let me click on new container, and here it has picked a small box, because this basically the small box is coming from the uh, container packing policy of 62. Sorry, the packing profile, not from the container packing policy, but from the packing profile. See, that's how packing profile WH62. um, Let me show you that also to you. Packing profile, So all these terminologies seems to be confusing, but all you have to do is practice, practice, practice until unless you practice, you will not get used to these. So this is the small box container type which is actually used. So that's why we see when we click on new container, a small box is coming over here, right? So let me click on OK. So this is the container which we are using, and you can either click on pack, or like I did before, or you can also simply select the identifier. So the system assumes that it is actually packed. You can see that complete checkbox is selected, right? So now all you can do is, like I said before, you can go back, the person who is actually doing the containerization process, like go back, you can, he or she can view all the list of container IDs which are created. And now these are the two container IDs which we actually created. Now from this form, also I wish to tell you one more thing. If you have actually used the work in the previous episode number 16, I also want to touch upon that particular topic. Let's say if you are using a separate work, because I told you, in the location directive you also need to create a separate location directive if you are using the packed container picking. So you want the packed container picking to be done in a separate work. I hope I am clear. If you want to create a separate work for a packed container picking also, then you need to create a separate work order type for location directive, and also a separate work template need to be created, and that work template need to be assigned in your um, container packing policies. um, 62, and the work template need to be assigned here, because here we have not selected create work, so we have just simply selected make available at final shipping location, right? So if that is done, then you can view the work created over here, the appropriate work, which is actually, because here we are not creating a work to move the material from the packing station to the shipping location. So it is actually done primarily using the location directive. We are not using a separate location directive for the same. So now all I need to do is I'll simply click on close the container. If I want, I need to generate the system weight, get system weight, this calculator based on the values you have provided in the item master. Then let me hit the OK button. So now you can see the container has been closed, and you can see the shipment status is loaded. Now this actually means the container is packed and the shipment is loaded. Now all I need to do is let me go to the shipment ID. uh, all you have to do is let me go to the shipment ID, and now you can confirm the shipment. So which means the shipment has been dispatched from your location. It's loaded and dispatched from your location, right? So this is the shipment confirmation date and time, which is also recorded in the system. So that brings us to the end of the session regarding packing and containerization. So overall, we saw how to move the material from bulk location to a packing station, and from packing station, how we need to do the packing and containerization using the packing policies, packing profiles, container closing policies, container packing policies. All these are very important concepts for packing and containerization. And then moving the materials to a shipping location. Without completing the packing, you cannot move the material to the shipping location, and then at last you complete the loading and confirm the shipment for delivery, right? So that's what we saw in today's video. And so we have three more episodes left. For episode number 18, we will quickly cover about the cross talking basics, and episode number 19, we will also cover about the cycle counting processes. So that will also cover almost 80%, or I would say 85 percentage of the functionalities which are available in warehouse management, advanced warehouse management, we have covered in this WMS series. And with episode number 20, we will be signing off this WMS series, and we will be quickly getting into a new series. So I wish you should continue to watch these videos if you want to get regular updates regarding the Dynamics 365 and Microsoft latest releases. So make sure that you subscribe to my channel, Sriram Sivashankaran, or if you are using LinkedIn, make sure that you follow my profile. Thank you.